Houston, we've got a massive rally. Vice President Kamala Harris filling up a football stadium in Houston. You see right there, 30,000 people strong. It was filled with joy. Just take a look at what was even going down before Vice President Kamala Harris took the stage. Play the clip. Then when Vice President Kamala Harris spoke, she appealed to all different types of people. She was speaking, for example, to the men in the audience, not to let your daughters, your wives, the other women in your life have their rights taken away. Play the clip.
I didn't want this. Let's be clear. And the men across America, this needs to be said. Men across America do not want to see their daughters and wives and sisters and mothers put at risk because their rights have been taken. I see the men here, and I thank you. The men of America don't want this.
Vice President Kamala Harris then talks about how we want to move to the future, towards progress, not go back to 1798 like Donald Trump's trying to do. Play the clip.
And everyone here tonight is here because we are about fighting for our future and not letting some people take us back. Because we are not going back. We are not going back. We know freedom is not to be given. It is not to be bestowed. It is ours by right, and we are prepared to fight for it. Because we understand the stakes, and moving forward, we understand that what we must do, Texas, is right here. You who are ground zero in the fight for reproductive freedom, we must be loud, we must organize, we must mobilize, we must energize the people.
By the way, at the same time this event is taking place, Donald Trump showed up 3 hours late to his event in Michigan because he was doing a podcast. Then it was so hot where it was, people started passing out. Again, it was late, people were passing out. And then Donald Trump did the thing again where he's like, let's play the music, and then just started bobbing his head. Here, watch this.
Should we listen to a nice song while we wait? Okay, Ave Maria by Pavarotti. You want to do it? We'll listen to a song. I want the doctors to take their time.
Anyway, back to Vice President Kamala Harris here. There were some people who I guess were trying to show up and make some noise and protest. And she goes, send them to that tiny Trump rally. Play the clip.
Just send them to that small rally down the street. It'll be fine. Some people don't have a great sense of direction, but that's okay. We'll show them the way. We'll show them the way.
And by the way, Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign put up this clip comparing the Harris rally to the Trump rally, where in the Trump rally, people were leaving once again before it even started because Trump showed up 3 hours late. Play the clip.
This November, we will all come together and make our voices heard and elect Kamala Harris as the next president of...
I feel that blue wave coming through. What you saying?
Here, Vice President Kamala Harris talks about extreme MAGA leaders like Donald Trump. Let's play it.
Do look at their records. They tend to be in states with the highest rate of maternal mortality in the country. For decades, these extremist leaders who have neglected prenatal care, maternity care, and postpartum care, and who now, after continuously failing to support women and children, claim to care about women and children. Well, I have a question for them. Where you been? Where you been?
Vice President Kamala Harris then has this message for Gen Z. Let's play it.
And so I want to take a moment to speak in particular to all the young leaders here and across America. Do we have anybody here from Gen Z? Where you at? I'm counting on you because the thing I love about you is you are impatient for change. You know it ain't right that you may have fewer rights than your mother or your grandmother. You know it is not theoretical. You know it is not political. It is your lived experience. And I see you, and I see your power. I see your power. And I know so many of you are voting for the first time. Can I see a raise of hands? Can we applaud our leaders who are voting for the first time?
Here, Vice President Kamala Harris talks about the MAGA extremist attorney general in Texas who's best buddies with Donald Trump, who's keeping records on women's pregnancies and their periods. Play the clip.
And now the Attorney General of Texas is suing the United States government so that Texas prosecutors can check this out, so that Texas prosecutors can get their hands on private medical records of women who leave the state to get care. Now, I'd ask everybody here, please do see the irony, okay? Listen to this. On the one hand, Donald Trump won't let anyone see his medical records. I gave up mine. And on the other hand, they want to get their hands on your medical records. Simply put, they are out of their mind.
Disgusting is that. Then Vice President Kamala Harris talks about Donald Trump's dangerous Project 2025 agenda. Play the clip.
In just 4 years as president, Donald Trump was able to erase half a century of hard-fought progress for women. And now he wants to go even further. He will force all 50 states to track and report on women's miscarriages and abortions, and go after access to contraception and IVF treatment. It's right there in his Project 2025. Google it. And let us be clear, if Donald Trump wins again, he will ban abortion nationwide. And though we are in Texas tonight, I say it to the folks who might be watching from home, for anyone watching from another state, know this: if you think you are protected from Trump abortion bans because you live in Michigan or Pennsylvania or Nevada or New York or California or any state where voters or legislators have protected reproductive freedom, please know, no one is protected if there is a Trump national abortion ban, and it will outlaw abortion in every single state. Understand that.
Also speaking at that event, in addition to Beyonce, Colin Allred, Democratic Congress member, we've had him here on the MeidasTouch network before, former NFL player as well. Congress member Allred here during his speech had this to say about Ted Cruz. Play it.
do. And he's too small for Texas because when 30 million Texans were relying on him, when the lights went out, he decided to go to Cancun. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? If your neighbor needed help in a crisis, you would go check on them. Can you imagine having the privilege and the responsibility of representing our great state, and a crisis hits our state, and you think, I need to go check out the Ritz-Carlton in Cancun? You wouldn't do it. I'll tell you what, if you did, and you ran for office again, you got to lose your job. That's what's got to happen.
Yeah, and Congressman Allred went in. He's running for the Senate seat against Ted Cruz. Neck and neck in that race. Play the clip.
And you know what? If you are singularly responsible for taking away a fundamental freedom from Texas women because you think you know better than Texas women and their families and their doctors, and you put in place this abortion ban, and you celebrate this abortion ban, you introduce at the national level 5 times a nationwide abortion ban, then you have to lose your job. For all the Texas women, for all the Texas families.
Here's another clip of Conrad Allred. Play this clip.
You know what small people do? Is when you lose an election, you think, you know what, I'm going to try and overturn that election. I know many of y'all probably know where you were on January 6th. I know where I was. I was on the House floor doing my job. I remember when they locked all the doors. We borrowed the doors the president walked through to deliver the State of the Union with furniture that we usually use to hold paper. I texted my wife, Allie, who was 7 months pregnant with our son, Cameron. Whatever happens, I love you. Because when you're the only former NFL linebacker in the room, and there's a mob at the door, everybody's like, what you gonna do, Colin? And I went to public school in Texas, I'm not just gonna sit there. So I took off my suit jacket, and I was prepared to defend the House floor from that mob. That's what happened. At the same time, after he'd gone around the country lying about the election, after he'd been the objector to the results in Arizona, Ted Cruz was hiding in a supply closet. That's okay. That's okay. I don't want him to get hurt by the mob. The point is, there shouldn't have been a mob. There shouldn't have been one. And if you summon one, and then you run for United States Senate, you got to lose your job. That's what you got to do.
Here's another clip of Colin Allred. Play the clip.
But Ted Cruz has been all about himself for too long. Too long. 12 years is long enough. And I don't know if y'all saw the debate the other night. Yeah. There's one thing I know for sure at that debate. It's that everything is bigger in Texas, but Ted Cruz is too small for Texas. He's too small. He's too small for Texas.
And I showed you that other clip of Donald Trump. When he showed up 3 hours late, when he arrives to his events, the music that he plays is the Undertaker music, and it's just ominous and dark and just weird. Here, play the clip. Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.